Hi, intermediate band. Here's my attempt to help you get ready for auditions, because if you want to move up to advanced band next year, you will need to have auditions ready for that. Also, if you want to do something like Spokane Youth Symphony or just a myriad of other things in your life, you're going to have to know how to put together an audition. This is something we normally teach in spring quarter so that you're all ready for it. And so I'm put together a few things to help you, even though we can't meet together. If you end up having any questions about that, just let me know. I'm recording this on my porch because every other place in my house is being used to record other things right now. And we have a lot of extra noise going on right now, people driving by and such, so who knows what this will turn out to be. Hopefully you'll be able to hear it and it will help you. I'm also going to send you some PDF files of the same basic information so that you can look at it and reread it and ask me questions if you don't understand something. It's not that big of a deal, but sometimes it can be scary, and my goal is to help make it less scary for you. All right, so this is phase 1 of this assignment, and it's just to kind of give you an overview on how to approach any audition. I'm going to mostly be focusing on the way we do auditions for advanced band because I think that's the most applicable to you guys, but it's useful for whatever. You can tweak it to be whatever you need it to be for whatever the requirements of the group that you are trying to get into. So this information is in the file called General Audition Tips and Techniques. And so if you want to follow along with that or read it later, it's the same information, okay? So the first thing is to start as soon as possible and commit to spending some time preparing. Without a doubt, there's a helicopter, perfect. Without a doubt, the main problem with people who are auditioning for us is not that they can't play. It's not that they didn't pick out great stuff. It's that they're just not ready. They either don't understand all their requirements and don't have that figured out, or they don't know what a specific scale is, or they didn't quite know how to come up with a piece, so they didn't do that till the last minute, or maybe they didn't even decide to do it till that morning or the night before. That is not awesome. We're nice people, but it really makes me irritated when somebody comes to an audition that is not ready and obviously not ready for it. There's a difference between being nervous and just not having a clue what you're doing. It's not a good first impression for a director who's trying to decide if you're ready for their group. It's kind of like going to a job interview and not knowing what the job is that you're interviewing for, or anything about it, or coming in your pajamas or something. It just is not good. So start early as soon as you can, do a little bit at a time, and really commit some time to it. Put your audition practice into your schedule several weeks at least before your audition, and then stick with it. Don't just go, yeah, I'll do that next week, and keep doing that, because just with any other long-term project, that's not going to work out for you very well. It's the number one problem. Okay, the second one is kind of the same, but a little bit different. You have to know what the requirements are. Yeah, you absolutely do. There's really no excuse for coming to an audition and not knowing what we expect to hear. Mrs. Graham and I are really pretty good, I think, about giving you the information. As part of this packet, you will get the written information for auditions. And I try to send that out at least once a year, definitely during the spring quarter when we're talking about this. And if you ask me, I will tell you any time of the year. So there's no excuse for not knowing. The information is there. So if you get that stuff and you go, what is this? I don't even know what this means. Don't just ignore that and say, I'm not going to do that section, because that's not good. Ask us. I would much rather have you say, Mrs. Lalainen, I do not know what a chromatic scale is, than to get to an audition that I have set aside time for and have you say, I don't know what a chromatic scale is, so I'm not going to do that part. Okay? Ask us questions. We're here to teach you. We want to help you learn stuff. So help us know what you don't know. Okay? The third one is be on time or even a little early and stay within your allotted time at your audition. This one is so important, and it might not even be in your frame of reference because you don't maybe see the whole ramifications, but audition days are chaos for the directors. We are trying to get so much done, and we want to just go boom, 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 boom. And if we have to look around for you and wait for you to put your instrument together and wait, it's almost your time and you go, oh, I need to use the restroom. It just puts us behind, and it adds more stress to an already chaotic day. So don't do that. Be on time, have all your stuff there, be at wherever we're holding the auditions right outside the door a little bit early and stay there. Don't roam around and get bored of waiting and go talk to your friends somewhere else. Be at the door waiting. And then use your time in your audition wisely. Be prepared. Be organized enough that you have your stuff there. You don't have to dig through a bunch of bags for a bunch of loose papers and try to wait for us to tell you exactly what next to do, right? Just, again, you're trying to give us the impression that you know what you're doing and you're ready to be in the next group. If you can't find your music, that's not a good sign. All right. Number 4, be prepared and then just keep going. You will be nervous unless you're some kind of musical god or goddesses, and I get nervous when I play. Even in front of you guys, I get nervous, okay? So that is a really normal thing. Nerves can make you make really silly mistakes. You probably absolutely know what a quarter note is, but if you're super nervous and I say, can you describe what a quarter note is? You might go, I don't know. I remember my very first day of college classes. I was so excited for theory. I sat in the very first row, and I was like this, teach me something. I can't wait. And I was a pretty good music student already, obviously. I got into the music program, and the director goes, C major, go! And he kind of gets in my face like that, and I went, C, D. He wanted me to spell the C scale, which is the easiest one, right? I could not do it. I was so embarrassed, and I'm sure that he knew because we later became really good friends. I know that he knew that he was just making me crazy. So I get it. Nerves are a thing, right? So one way to get around that is to be really prepared. If you know that you can do it, you're not going to be quite as nervous as if you're like, I hope this goes okay. Also, if you make a mistake, just keep going. Don't start and stop again a million times because this takes up a lot of time and you end up being way more nervous than you would have been. Get prepared and then just trust us. Mrs. Graham and I can usually tell if you can play the material and are just super nervous, or if you really need some more time to work on your stuff, okay? We've been doing this a little while now, and we can usually tell. So trust us to make the right decision, and you do your work ahead of time, and the nerves won't be quite as much of a factor. Okay, number 5 talks about another way to combat some of those nerves. Do at least one or maybe more mock auditions before your time. And this is really important. This is something that I usually do in class if I can spare the rehearsal time for it. And we're not going to get to do that this year. So you're going to have to come up with a way to do this on your own. Practice playing your piece and your scales for family members, your teddy bear, unsuspecting neighbors, or even record yourself a couple times and listen to it yourself, which is often more painful, before your audition time. On this note, if you want to record yourself and send it to me, and have me give you feedback like I would in class, that is a completely okay thing. It won't count as your real audition, but it will give you some personal feedback, just like I would if you played it for me in class, and it'll give you some practice. I find that playing and recording it is a really hard thing, so hopefully that you know, you probably are more used to being recorded than I am. It will give you some of your nerves, give you a chance to get them out of the way and build up some positive experience. Because guess what? When you play for your family members, or maybe not your teddy bear, but other people, they're going to go, wow, that's so cool. I really love that piece. I love what you did there. You're so good at this. All those things make you feel really good about what you're doing, right? Hopefully they're not going to say, wow, I hope I never have to listen to that again. If they do, record it for me and I'll give you some good stuff. You'll have way more confidence if you practice it a few times. My church gave me an entire concert day before my audition for college because they wanted me to practice. So there's that. Just a couple more. Actually, just one more. The last one. This is just etiquette thing. Smile and thank your adjudicator at the end of your time. No matter what. If you completely stunk it up and you know it, you still smile, say thank you, and look us in the eye, or whoever you're auditioning for, okay? It's important. It lets them know that you're done. It gives respect to whoever is listening to you. They will do the same for you. We should shake your hand and also smile at you and, you know, let you know that it's okay. You know, whatever's happened, even if it was spectacular, you're still relieved, right? And a lot of times you just kind of flounder at the end. You don't know what to do. As soon as you've done that, you need to leave. It's often really awkward because you're done. You know you're done. We know you're done, but you're still there. And we end up having to say things like, you need to leave now so that we can listen to the next person. And that just makes it super awkward. So finish your audition, smile at us, say thank you, get out. It doesn't need to be a whole lot of wandering around afterwards, okay? This isn't the time to chat about something else or say, oh man, I messed up so much. Don't do that, okay? So these are just a few tips to help you get started. And like I said, there's going to be 2 more things that I'll try to explain to you. You most definitely can audition for us. We are not scary. And other people who you will play for most likely aren't that scary either. It is natural to be really like, I don't even know if I want to do this, but I really want to encourage you to use this time to at least try, at least prepare for an audition. Normally we audition 3 times a year. And obviously this year is going to be a little bit weird. The first time is at the last day of band, which I guess we've already had. Sad day. We're still kind of hoping that we can get together in June and have like a picnic or something. And it is possible to audition during that time. The second audition time is at band camp. And the third audition time is before the first day of band, or maybe on the first day of band in the fall. And obviously, the sooner you get this done, the better it is for all of us because, 1, we are a little bit more lenient if you audition early because you haven't had as much time. 2, it helps the directors know who's going to be in their groups. We're small enough that we pick music based on who's in there. So if you wait till the first day of band, that really messes with our numbers and makes us switch a whole bunch of stuff around if a whole lot of people do that. And so it's best to just get it over with, and then you don't have to spend all summer worrying about it either. So you can definitely do this. I know you can, and if you need help, I'm here to help you. So be looking for the rest of these videos, and we'll see you next time.